I think the biggest impediment to employment and to voting in our country is a criminal record. And until we address that, I don't think we're serious about either voting rights or getting people back to work and minimizing how many people have to be on assistance. So if we want to help people work and help people vote, we got to fix the overcriminalization problem. When you look at the overcriminalization problem and look at how big an impediment it is, there are some good solutions out there and some good examples of how we are succeeding. In California, they passed Proposition 47. And what it did is it took some minor nonviolent felonies and it made them misdemeanors. What this does is it fixes the problem before it occurs. You don't lose your right to vote if it's a misdemeanor, and you don't lose your opportunity for employment if it's a misdemeanor. The side effect also of Proposition 47 is within a few months, we found that we had plenty of room to keep the violent prisoners in jail. Federal judges have been releasing people early in California for years before their sentence is up because of overcrowding. But mixed in with nonviolent criminals were violent criminals that were getting out before their term. Since Proposition 47 passed and we took some minor felonies, nonviolent, and made them misdemeanors, the violent criminals are staying their entire sentence now. There's plenty of room. There's occupancy in the jails now. So really, this is ultimately the answer for voting and for employment, is to take some minor felonies and make them misdemeanors. We have a bill that would do just that in Washington. We also have a bill that would restore voting rights. Now, some have objected to this and said, well, that states control voting rights. It's a little bit complicated, actually. The court has looked at this question, and in Arizona, the court said that the Arizona state legislature can regulate voting rights for state office, but that there is a role for the federal government for federal office. So we actually think that you could restore federal voting rights through federal legislation. So we have legislation that would do that as well. I have a bill with Cory Booker that would also try to expunge records and also end solitary confinement for young offenders, adults.